would much rather just want to get to the good stuff, to get to the good story, the story of Easter, and forget about Friday. You see, church, we need to go through Thursday and Friday in order for us to get to Sunday. The story of Stephen is a hard story for all of us to hear, because who wants to deal with a violent story? But the story of Stephen is indeed hard in every way, just like the story of Jesus was hard in every way about his crucifixion. The story of Stephen and the violence that was brought on by the mob was no different than what you and I experience today. And in case you haven't heard, there was that mass shooting in Allen yesterday. Despite all of this, we choose to ignore what goes on around us, as if that will make the problem go away. Somehow we have become numb to the violent culture that we live in, and we go on with our lives as if it's just another day. You see, to be a Christian and to be a follower of Jesus requires that we speak the truth at all times. It requires that we take action when things are not right. It requires that we put our faith into action and not hide and wait for things to get better. Many times we choose to be light rather than to speak the truth. Many times we choose to make friends, keep friends, rather than speak what is right. A whole lot of time we would rather retain a fake peace than dealing with the root of the problem. The murder of Stephen by the religious folks is no different than what took place in this country during the James Crow era. And if it wasn't for the newspaper articles that I have read, I may not have believed it, there would be a public execution of black individuals in town squares by hanging them, and the people, after attending worship, would attend in their Sunday best. This is humanity at its worst. The Easter season is that the biblical tradition about Easter and its proclamation are not all about victory, are not all about wonder and rejoicing. Stephen's story reminds us that the stakes are high. Jesus may be Lord, but he will be resisted, and he continues to be resisted today. His resurrection does not stop the human race, including religious folks, from spilling blood and resisting the prophetic word of God. If the Easter story means anything, it points to God's promises that this violence one day will end, and that God can save us from ourselves. The question that you and I must wrestle with today are, where will we stand in times of trouble? Where will we stand when we are confronted? Will we continue to speak the truth of God, or will we be the first to bail? Would you speak the truth even if your life depended on it? Will we opt to do what is comfortable? Will we only do what is popular? Will we only do what benefits us? It is in moments of trouble, it is in times of crisis that will truly reveal who we are as individuals and collectively as a church. May we always remember that following Jesus is not always a walk in the park. Many times it requires that we speak the truth, even when it hurts, even when it means losing our friends, even if it means becoming unpopular, even if it means standing alone. Because the prophetic word of God is not just a word, but rather our role as Christians is to stand with God.